Hey, Paul Kim here with K Madison Media. Today, I got a treat for you. I'm doing a behind the scenes full video walkthrough of a one of our recent client, Chicken Roll. It's a food establishment in New Jersey. And in this video, what I'm going to be doing is analyzing their Google business profile, their website, local SEO, and a host of other things to see how we can improve their online visibility. Okay. I'm going to be going over some quick wins as well as long-term strategies to help them dominate Google Maps. And if you happen to be a local business like this, or maybe you're an agency that's looking to help other businesses like this, stick around. I hope this video will help you improve your online visibility as well. All right. So let's get to it. All right, so welcome. All right, so what we're gonna do is this is a food establishment, and I'm basically doing a behind the scenes and showing you exactly. Uh, we've never done a food establishment um, Google Business Profile local SEO optimization, so I am doing it for the first time, and I thought, hey, why don't we just document the things that we do behind the scenes? And so let's get started. All right, so the first thing I would like to show you is the actual document that we use. Let me just pull it over here so that you can see it. So this is our document that we have, and we go through this for all of our clients as an initial audit for their online. And so, um, and this was done by my staff member, and then I'm here just analyzing it and just reviewing it. So one of the things that really uh, caught my eyes is that, from the perspective of somebody that doesn't know this company, um, chicken roll, is it with the ampersand or the and? And so I know from talking to the owner that it is with the ampersand because, and that's why is that important is because in the world of online um, local SEO, the name, address, and phone number is kind of like the address online, and so the name, address, and the phone number has to be the same throughout. Okay, and um, so this has to be something that has to be addressed, and then the address. So typically, the address is typically whatever is on their Google Business Profile. So I have these tabs lined up already, and um, so typically this is the address that's on the Google Business Profile, which is the West as abbreviated and Avenue as abbreviated. And so I would put in here that this is probably needs to be updated or let the client know that the address is with the Avenue and West. And so another way to check that is by going to the United States Postal, and I believe let's see here. It's under Lookup a zip code and find by address, and then um, we'll put in the address 24 West Railroad, and then Avenue, right? We'll put in here, let's see, suite. I think it's listed as unit, unit H, and then it is 10 fly, 10 fly, New Jersey, and I'm just gonna go search for it right now. Okay, actually, fly, did I spell that right? Yes, I spelled it incorrectly. All right. So let's go take a look. And so as you can see here, this is confirmation that it is with with the abbreviation West and AVE, and then it actually has suite H. So whether you use in the case for Google, it says unit H, and this one says suite H. That either way, I think probably I would say unit. We'll stick with unit H. If there's a contradiction between them, then I'll just go with Google because uh, um, Google rules, I guess, in the same is what's more important. Okay. All right. So then that's that. Now, with regard to the next item is the service area. So when I listed these in the order. So if I look at what is important in terms for the client, and this is me discussing it with the client, and looking at which surrounding towns, which are the order of importance. These are it. And the reason for that is that you look at the population as well. So a couple of factors: population, what the client wants to where he wants to be shown or expanded to in terms of local SEO. These are the order. And what I did was, not only did I take his word for it, but also I looked at the map here. If I look at the map and I see um, where Bergenfield in relationship to where his location is here, I look at Bergenfield, it's right here, and then the next town is Cresskill, right? And the next town is Englewood, which is the next town surrounding, and then the next town that I wrote is Demarest. Possibly, Demarest and Dumont. I think probably Dumont might be uh, more important than Demarest for us to put in terms of order. And I'm just making some changes on the document as I'm going through this. And then the next thing I would do is do a Google search. And the reason I do this Google search now, I probably would want to do a incognito, and then I would just type in chick and roll, right? And see what pulls up. And so as I can see here, chick and roll is the client, right? And then his company. And as you can see, his knowledge panel showed up, so which is a good thing, right? And as you can see, everywhere it says chick and roll with the ampersand, right? And then I can see that he has a Instagram right there, and there's DoorDash. There is now. I don't think that's his restaurant. Yeah, so it's another restaurant that has very similar, right? He also has a Yelp right here. I can see chicken roll, and there is a MapQuest, which is good, right? And I see that he is running ads here, as you can see here. So, and then just gonna quickly take a look at. So he have Uber Eats, and I wouldn't go beyond the second page. Um, this is probably another restaurant that has similar. This is Bloomingdale. This is right, and that's another restaurant. And so, as you can see here, right, you want to if somebody's typing in chicken roll, what you want to do as a brand, you want to be dominating the first and second page, right? Meaning that all of the signals or things that you're getting from the search, if you're not dominating the first and second page, that doesn't mean that you don't have enough content out there, okay? Or links or backlinks and so forth. And so another thing I want to do a search on is chick and roll and see what that pops up, right? As you can see, that's popping up. So the difference there was that previously this wasn't popping up, right? So as you can see, chicken roll. So you got that, and so chicken roll. I'm just right now I'm just doing an audit, and just kind of getting a feel for what's being presented when. Now, funny thing is, I put in chicken roll with the ampersand, and it nobody. So according to this, what this tells me is that when I put the ampersand, um, the this shows basically the most searches. So a lot of people are not typing in with the ampersand, based on what I'm seeing here, right? But chicken roll. So I guess from a perspective of, if I was searching for, hey, if one of my friends called and say, hey, check out chicken roll, right? I don't think from typing wise, whether it's on the keyboard or whether it's on a mobile phone, I don't think I would probably type in chick and roll with the word and rather than ampersand, because that's an extra step to um, put in. On the phone, it's a separate button and then do an ampersand, right? So um, that's just my thought process. And even for me, when I'm typing it on the keyboard, if I were typing in chicken roll, I would just type in chick and roll, right? That's just easier for me to type rather than the ampersand. Just a little bit of um, for me to think about when we're looking at this. So a lot of companies out there use the "and" as just the letter "and." I can see that here. Um, so okay, so let's go move on, and I can see that as long as he's showing up number one, and I'm near his, I would say probably, I don't know, maybe how many miles I'm from him, maybe about 5, maybe 10 miles. So, but anyway, so let's go move on, and as so the only social media accounts that I saw visible was his Instagram, and that was it. And so I do remember him saying that he had a Facebook account, and so that's not visible. So what does that mean? That Google doesn't know that he has a Facebook page, right? And so those are all social signals that you want to have in there. And so, um, and what I tell all of my clients is, even if you don't, you should still go and get accounts for all the social media accounts, and at least have either one or two pictures, even on YouTube, to have one short reel or video up there so that it's social signals, right? And it'll be indexed, and your goal is to have it so that it's visible when somebody types it in. Okay, those, and you're not putting you're not creating these content for the purposes of, you know, pushing content out. You're just creating social signals, right? So basically links giving you authority and saying, this is my brand. Okay. All right. So let's go and move on to, so I just want to put in here a note that, uh, that when I did the search only showed up for Instagram. Okay. So that's already notated in my audit report. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go look at, we use Bright Local as a tool among other tools that we use. It really depends. If we are doing global SEO, that's a little more, intensive, I guess. Local SEO is not as intensive, so we use Bright Local as a tool of our choice. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go look at the local search grid. And when I see this, let's just take a quick look. And I see that they're ranking for bubble tea. They're ranking overall 1 for donuts. Bakery is 20, and chicken strip 8, rice cake 6.6. Interesting. There's actually a term for rice cakes. So anyway, And then the other thing is that I want to look at. And so what I did was if I take a look at these and what I'm looking for here is if you look at chicken roll, the primary category is bakeries. So and the reason for that is chicken roll used to be mochi nut, and their focus was mochi nut, and they were under the franchise. And so I believe he was got out of the franchise and created his own brand. And so that's why his primary category is bakery, and then his other category here is bubble tea store, fried chicken takeaway, and hot dog. So I'm just looking at hot dog. That probably, I don't know uh, if that's something that he wants to. I would say that that probably needs to be removed. So let me just put in here as a note, hot dog, right? Um, remove, possible, remove. And then I'll put a question mark. And then the other question is whether he wants to keep bakery as a primary category. So the way that Google Business Profile works, there's primary categories and there's additional categories or secondary categories. And so what I'm looking for here is additional categories that will be relevant to his business, right? So he is under bubble tea. Does he want to add cafe? Probably not. Coffee shop, maybe. I'll put that a um, as a question mark as well. And let's see here because this one, breakfast restaurant, yeah. So anything that pops up as potential additional categories, I may wanna, add it to his categories. Okay, so right now he's not even in the chicken, and I'll show you. Let me pull down the keyword for. Let's go for chicken strip, right? So if you look at chicken strip, right, and just to give you just a little bit of context as to what this means. So basically, when I am, um, let's just say, for example, like I'm located over here in Cresskill, right? If I typed in the keyword chicken strip near me or chicken strip in Google Maps or for search, that means that chicken roll is going to be shown number 4 in the search. So I'll give you a little bit of let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's type in chicken near me. Okay, or chicken strip. Let's type in here chicken strip near me. And so as you can see here, right? And if I click on more places, and let me just move my face here for a little bit. And oops, I don't know if I can move my face. Here we go. Now, as you can see here, right? BBQ, BBQ Chicken actually is the franchise. I can see that. And so, as you can see here, they're far away from me, and they may not even be listed here, right? I don't see them listed at all, right? Um, maybe my eyes are, yeah, so they're not even listed here at all. And, you know, so if we look at this, as you can see here, I am probably, where am I located? I'm probably located all the way up here. Yeah, I am probably, where am I here? I am here. So, if I'm all the way here, that means, I'm probably ranking way, there's other places that it's pulling up, right? Now, is it possible, he's not going to be searching, he's not going to be looking for customers that far away, right? So basically what I'm trying to show you is these. Ultimately, your goal is to be green as far out as possible. Okay, all right. So let's go and move on to our um, searches. So let's go here. Let's do citation. So citation, um, the thing that I'm looking for when I'm looking at citations is the the percentage, right? Citation score, as you can see, is 15. Um, that means that when I'm looking through these are all the potential citations that we should be ranking or we should be listed, and it's not, we're not, and so that's why we got a low score. This is something that we need to bring up to the client and try to work with them. Not as important right now. Main thing is we need to clean up what's the Google Business Profile, and then clean up anything that we need to do on the his website, and then I would say probably the top most social engines or social media accounts we need to work on it. Those are the media concern. All right, let's go look at the Google Business Profile audit. And one thing that like I said, we need to work on here is NAP, and its primary category is, as you can see, is bakery hours. The one thing right here is state within the landing page, and so that's X'd out. So New Jersey should be mentioned in there. Not as important, but it is something that is relevant. Okay, so nothing really piqued my, excuse me, piqued my interest, or nothing really uh, piqued my interest, meaning nothing, there's no red flags that I saw, right? Um, you see, as you can see, BBQ, and I believe like Dave's Hot Chicken. The usually typically you will see a large number of links or backlinks when it comes to franchises, because they got franchises backing them up, doing marketing for them. And so, but that's, you're talking about many, many different restaurants. And so with local SEO, what we're doing is we're trying to optimize locally. Okay. All right. So next thing, I I'm just doing a real cursory review of this, and as you can see, they're poor, right? So these are things that we look for. One thing I do want to quickly mention here is the website age, and so as you can see, it's registered back in 2023. One thing I would say is a minor factor is I would tell the owner to probably register the domain for 10 years rather than registering year by year, right? Basically, it's an indicator to Google that, hey, this business is going to be around for the next 10 years, right? So in Google's eyes. All right. Um, that's it. So let's go and take a look at their um, their website. Well, before we even do that, let's go and take a look at let's see here. There's another thing is email health. So one of the things that we do is we do email marketing as well as SMS marketing. All right, and that's one of the things that we are really good at, and because that gives the real fast results for our clients. And so I just want to take a quick look and see if his I do know that he has his own email. So I just want to take and see how his emails, if there's errors. So I see that there are errors here. And so one of the things that you need to do, this is, I believe it was maybe this year, last year, I don't remember exactly, but um, it is important that you set DMARC on your email, because if you're doing mass delivery, mass email. So I don't think the client actually is building up an email list. But if he was, which I would totally I'm trying to get him to understand that email marketing is important, and um, he has tried it before, but I do believe whether a local mom and pop store or a big franchise, having a database of emails and phone numbers is important for you to market. Okay, but you have to have in place a system for you to unsubscribe or get people off if they made a decision to unsubscribe. So, for example, do not I mean, if somebody typed in stop, and you have to have a good system in place for them to be uh, to remove them from that list, as well as emails as well. All right. So, but if he decides to um, start email marketing, then we do definitely need to set up and make sure that his DNS settings is properly set so that emails are not going into spam or marked as junk when it goes to the recipient. All right, so let's go take a look at his website. Check and roll. So um, let's take a quick look. And so as you can see right here, right, I would have him change um, his sorry about that. I got a text message. I should silence that while I'm doing this. 24 West Railroad. So I will put in W and then put that as AVE, Tenafly. And I see that he has his, I personally don't think it's necessary for him to put an email address because it's a food establishment, but either way, he's going to probably end up getting a lot of spam. Okay, so people are going to scrape that information off his website. But anyway, um, I would. He has an about page. So again, here, I would probably have him maybe just create an about page. And just yeah, this website is probably it's built on Wix, I believe he has told me, but the layout probably is not favorable, and I don't even know if, let's just say, let's pull this aside like this, and if I were to pull it like this is how I would know that if it's mobile friendly. So as you can see right here, right now, it's not mobile friendly. I you know right? So typically, I don't know if it would show the same way on my website. So even though this client has, um, we're just doing their local SEO for them. Um, these are other things that we do look out because at the end of the day, we are here to help them. So it does look different. Yeah, definitely. Well, it is mobile friendly, right? I would say that depending on what he wants, what he wants is, of course, at the end of the day, you want the clients to go to the online order, and it does go straight specifically to that page. So I would probably, sorry, you cannot see what I'm looking at. So I think if I go here, there is order online right there. So I would make that more prevalent. But it is prevalent on the mobile version. And so when they click here, they go here. Okay. So this is making me hungry now. All right. So anyway, all right. So one thing when I look at the website, sorry for sidetracking. All right. So the NAP should definitely be located, I would say, probably in the footer. And this is we weren't hired to update their website. So, but certain changes we have to let them know, right? So, for example, the NAP, um, and that should be updated. And then the one thing I do want to mention his about page. This is probably better for he says Tenafly and surrounding areas. I would include those areas into the page, and I would put in New Jersey, the word New Jersey in there, right? And I would even try to see, this is additional work on the website. So like, if you put in a page specifically for Cresskill, now how would you go about and why would it be relevant? It doesn't have to be on the menu page, but it can possibly be a page that you put not necessarily on the menu, but it would be a separate page. Um, and possibly like how chicken roll serves the Bergenfield community or the Cresskill community, right? And I know that he does serve lunches to certain schools and certain towns or certain, I don't remember which school district. And so maybe that could be a page specifically dedicated to that. And so that gives more social, website indicators. And so that would build expand his presence, SEO wise. So those are kind of things that we can help him with, right? Um, and then even about page, I would even probably put in here. Um, he put a blog here, right? So you know, I would even put in here about page about himself, right? That's what I would do, and then put there his nap, right? Yeah, definitely, because at the end of the day, you know, he's a person. His name is Jung Kim, um, and so how did a little background about how the story came about. I think that's something that he can put online as well. Okay. Now, lastly, social media links. And why is this important? Because social link is an indicator. So everything has to connect to a brand or company. And so the reason I say that is because when I click on this link, the link does not go to his Instagram. It goes to let me just pull it. It goes to a page so that hasn't been updated. So basically, that's telling Google the wrong information, and so that would hurt his SEO wise, and so that has to be fixed. Um, and also, if he has other pages, those are all, even though there's no content, or maybe there's, one piece of content, it still needs to be listed there, in my opinion. Well, it's not in my opinion. I know it's going to help because everything is all connected and it's building the brand or his company and boosting his online presence. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Let me get a drink of water or my coffee. All right. Move on. So let me just close this out and just move this back here. All right. So the next thing that we want to do is let's go directly into um, let's go into Instagram. I just want to just check, right? And this is my account, as you can see here, and let's do a search for. Oh, I already did this before. So basically, he has two Instagram account, right? So I can see here that's his. I would say that's his probably main account, Chicken Roll Tenafly. The other account is this chicken roll with the underscore Tenafly. So I would say that he needs to go in here and delete this account because it's at the end of the day, um, it's giving mixed signals to Google. And so I'm just going to make a note here on their Instagram, and I'm going to copy his URL, and I'm going to put in here in my notes for Instagram under Instagram here. Oh, let me just make it bigger, right? So there are two Instagram accounts. And then here. And then the other thing is, yeah, I see the chicken roll. I don't see a link. Wait, actually, no, let's not go here. This one. So I would say that rather than taking them to the home page, I would probably take them directly to the menu, right? Because at the end of the day, um, you want to take them to where you want them to order rather than the home page. Why? And this is where it becomes um, it's not relevant. So put the link directly to the menu, right? Right, menu rather than the home page. Okay, so that's a recommendation that I would make to the client. And then the other thing is, so Monday through Saturday, okay, Sunday, I would put a little bit of description in here as well, right? And you can probably use ChatGPT to help with that as well, okay? Because there is a limit in terms of what you can put in here. So I would do that. And let me just take a look at when was the last time he posted here. 11 weeks ago. So yeah, he's got to be more active. At least, he's got to put in a system of posting more content on a daily, weekly basis. Okay, so let's just take a look and see if I'm gonna pull up Facebook, but I don't want to show my personal Facebook page. So I'm just gonna do a search for check and roll. Let's see, and apply. Let's see here. So I'm just gonna pull this up. And so they do have an account. Oh boy. Last posted May 16, 2022. He needs to, okay, wait, actually, hold on a second. This is going to their Instagram account. That's weird. That's odd. Is that, uh, maybe because, yeah, it's going to their Instagram account. All right. So I believe I spoke to him and he said that they do have a Facebook page. So for some reason it is not showing up. Let's see here if this goes to Instagram as well. Yep. Okay. So I would tell the client to go and create a business page. So and my staff member who did the initial audit of this put NA because they couldn't find it, and so. But I'm pretty sure that where it says NA, I would definitely recommend to him to create a YouTube page, to create a business page, to create a LinkedIn company page as well. And so one of the things is they said that there's TikTok, right? So, but I didn't see when I did the search, I couldn't find it. So that means let's just take a look at it and see what's there. Okay. So I see that they have some videos and such. Uh, and just like I said, I would try to put the link directly to the menu. So here has website link, and I would say uh, replace the URL with directly to the menu page. Okay. All right. So lastly, what we're going to do is none of these are relevant. These are whole real estate because we do this for real estate agents and brokers. Um, so there is DoorDash, and so I'm not going to go through this. And so basically, what they do is they put anything that shows up, they'll put the link and then the CTA. So um, for the purposes of trying to not take too much time in this video, let's go directly to the most important, which is the Google Business Profile. So let me close this out and put my face back where it belongs here. And let's go directly to the Google Business Profile. So if I go to Google Business Profile here, and actually I have to pull, I don't have access to the Google Business Profile in this account. So let me go here where I'm already logged in. And so I'm in the Google Business Profile for our clients. And so one of the things that we do as a matter of audit, and let me show you the audit. So at the bottom here of our audit is I asked them to take screenshots because the performance is only good to a certain, so they don't keep records, you know, um, for a certain period of time. So I always like to take snapshots so that I can see our progress of what we are doing, and we're making progress. And so and we do that here, right? So I'm going to quickly just take a look at it, and that performance is right here. And I'm just going to take a quick review and seeing what's going on. Okay, so one of the things I look at is they looked at the menu 474 times over a 3 month. This is usually May, June, July, August, September, October. Okay, so it's usually around 3-4 months. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I thought it was always 3 months, but it shows 6 months. So I actually like to show, well, when we're only at the tail end, I always like to look at it 3 months. We'll just keep it at 6 months. Okay. All right. So during the 6 month period, they have 400 people, 474. Looked at the menu. Let's see here. And then calls, 512 calls, averaging about a little over 90s. And then now some of these can be, solicitations. Some of them are actually orders. So it doesn't differentiate. These are people that are actually going on Google Maps, and when they click call, and that's how they track it. Okay. And then bookings, this is not, there's no bookings here. These are directions. So these are people looking on Google Maps, typing in the place, and then and then on Google Maps, you just click start and they would be driving. And so these are the direction requests. Website clicks are 1,000. Just want to see 1 month. So in 1 month period, they got 189 people going to the website, right? Their website. And so how do you track this is where we're not hired by the company to track conversions. But you had 189 in that month, 100, let's see here, 189, so 200, right? So if I look at it, you're looking at the average 200. And so hopefully with what we do, we can increase that. All right. Not necessarily even increase it, but increase it to the right people that are looking for the right search or right information. That's really the key here when it comes to the local SEO. Okay. All right. So we looked at that, and oops, let's go back to performance. And okay, did that. The other thing here is so I see that these are a year ago, kind of special offers are available. How would you describe them? So these are, I don't know if these are questions that are being posed by or being pushed out by Google. But if there are questions here, these are probably, you would want to answer them because these are questions that are being, people posted them, I believe. And so we should address them. Okay, so then I would put in here in the Google Business Profile section of my audit, and I would say here questions and answers. Okay, I'm just gonna put in here. Sorry about that. All right. Next thing is we're gonna go into edit profile, and as you can see, there were edits that were not approved, right? So I'm gonna take a look at this, and so I'm going to before I make any changes here, um, I I just want to make sure I want to do additional research and see before I make these changes. And then another thing, when you make these changes on Google Business Profile, a lot of times these edits take time. So until this gets resolved, I probably will not want to make any changes. There's something means that these edits were not approved, right? And so until I see um, that these were either declined or unless it's fully there's no fully edits, then I would go ahead and make the changes, because before then I wouldn't even do anything, right? You want to make changes one at a time. You don't want to go into Google Business Profile and make a whole bunch of changes, because that may raise a red flag and they may get your account suspended, and that's the worst thing you don't want that to happen. Okay, so I see a lot of these things, and so what I'm going to do here now for the time being is I'm just going to go okay, right? And as you can see, it got okay. And then I'm just going to go back down here and says has wheelchair accessible entrance. I believe there was no stairs or anything like that, so I would say okay, because I did go visit the place, right? But if I didn't know that, then I would ask the client, right? Is this applicable or not? Okay. And so I would say okay. And then offering serves coffee. Honestly, I don't know. I don't remember if they do serve coffee or not. So I would probably ask them. So I would probably okay it right now because I want to be able to make changes. I would okay it and then ask. Then I will put in here notes. Ask, ask client if they serve coffee. Okay. And then say okay. Parking. Yeah, parking, free parking lot. There is a free parking lot because I've been there. If I didn't know it, then I can probably Google map it, look at the surrounding, take a look at the map and see if there is free parking. I'll say okay. Accepts debit cards, NTF mobile payments, MasterCard. I believe they take all form of credit card, and so I would say okay with that. And so now recycling, no electronic recycling. Yes, that is true. Okay. Um, and so no drive-through serves in dine-in, offers takeout, offers curbside pickup in store. Okay, so everything is now okay. Now we have a clean slate to work with. And so what I would do right now is I'm gonna fix this major TikTok. Okay, so I mean the social media. So like I said, if I do social media and I see, if you look at add social accounts, right? These are all of the social accounts. So the more that you can put in here, the more Google knows that you're a business and that you have these social I guess, accounts, or what do they call it? Whether you call it backlinks or whatever. So I would definitely get the Facebook URL for the client, and then I would even, say, hey, let's create a LinkedIn company page for your company as well. And even though Pinterest may not be, I would go ahead and create these, right, if you can. And even though you're not, active on Twitter, like if you can, and you have that's why it's always good to have um, a social media manager platform that could push out. So that way, if you're pushing out content through for your Instagram, you can potentially push the same content into Facebook um, and LinkedIn as well on the company page. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get rid of that, and I'm gonna go and put the right Instagram. While I'm here, I'm going to put in the right URL. right? And actually, it does have the right URL, I think. Let me just, and how do I check that? So let me go to google.com, and then let me put in pick and roll. And then if I go here and let's go click on Instagram. All right, so it does go to the right account. I got confused with the website, and then it goes to the right chicken roll. Okay, and so now what I need to do is take a look at the photos. Definitely need more photos for this business. I would I would definitely yeah, for yeah, adding photos and um, posting. We have a whole strategy on what we do with these photos and posts. And what we do is when we're trying to expand or into those areas that he wants to expand to, like for example, Bergenfield, right? If he wants to post photos, and I was speaking to him the other day, is for him to post photos of him delivering. Let's just say if he, you know, does an event out in certain Crest or whatever those towns, you want to put those photos in the Google Business Profile, and then also be pushing it out in Google Business Profile. And so while you're pushing it out to Google Business Profile, you can repurpose that and post them on Instagram and Facebook as well. And so there's a lot of things you can do here. Um, so those are some of the things we need to work on. Um, probably the thing right here is I would update the description. I would definitely update the categories. I'm not going to do it here because I want to just kind of strategize and think with my staff, and so that way I could give them direction and that they would update it. All right. Um, unless he's ready to take on, communication from the people that are coming to his website, this is where our platform would enable to have a conversation. I don't think he's ready for that, for us to set up, if people want to take orders through conversation, chat, right? So that probably is not something he's ready to do. And I'll just leave that alone. And then here I would update and add more social profiles, the ones that he does have. The Facebook page, I would add that. And then here's the menu link. I don't even know. I'm thinking, let me just quickly take a look at chicken roll. And then if they click order online, that should go to, what is the difference between paper menu? Um, I think that it should go to this one rather than this is taking them to because people want to be able to, when they go and search for the restaurant, you want them to go to, this is a paper menu, right? So if they go to the paper menu, it doesn't do anything, right? Um, you want them, you're creating obstacles for them. So let me just, I mean, this is something I'm gonna do afterwards, but you know, I would go and take a look at it from my point of view as a person that wants to order food. If I go to your Google Business Profile and I go online to my phone and I go to the paper menu, would I be better off going to the paper menu, or would I be going to the order menu there? So that's something for me to look into. And so I'm going to put that into my audit list. All right. So that is it. I mean, I really there's a lot of things that needs to be done, but I thought I'd just give you a behind the scenes of exactly the stuff that we do when we do an audit. And then this is a full-blown audit, meaning that we spend the time to actually go through um, you know a audit. Um, what I would do, let's just say, for example, if you're a customer or a potential customer and you ask me to, can you do an audit? Like we would do the Bright Local report, give you the local search term, but I wouldn't go through, this whole thing that I just went through, because it does take time. As you can see, I've spent probably about an hour here. If you're still here, I thank you for watching.